Good morning, children. Today we will read the poem Keeping Quiet from the book Flamingo, written by Pablo Neruda, the famous Chilean poet. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1971. In this poem, the poet talks about the necessity of maintaining peace and urges for introspection. It will help people to understand themselves and will create the feeling of mutual love and understanding. Now I will explain the poem line by line. Stanza 1. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still. For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. In this stanza, the poet asks people to count up to 12 in their mind and remain silent and not to do anything within this period. The poet requests people not to speak in any language because languages create barriers between people. He asks people across the nations not to speak in their own language, rather than they will continue being quiet and speak the language of silence. And in this way, people of the whole world will be united by speaking the language of silence. He also asks people not to move their arms. Here, arms may be the physical arms or the weapons which are used by people for war and destruction. The poet here is of the opinion that for at least one moment no one shall move his arms either to signal or to fight with each other. So, basically, the poet wants peace from the people of the world. Second stanza. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engine. We all would be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hurt hands. In this stanza, the poet wants to say that it will be a very special and exciting moment when everything will come to a standstill. The poet is of the opinion that it would be a rare situation when no one will be in a rush to achieve material things in order to satisfy their greed and desire. If all the engines and like vehicles and machineries stop for a while, then it will be a strange situation when people of the world will experience a sudden calmness. Everyone will be calm and quiet, united with each other in a strange atmosphere. Here, sudden strangeness means quiet and calm. People throughout the world should experience a strange atmosphere by remaining calm and quiet. Again, the poet suggests a fisherman not to catch or harm whales in the sea. The poet requests people not to harm animals or other species in order to satisfy their need and greed. Here, he gives the example of whales which are being hunted by the fisherman for food or for commercial use. The poet also requests the salt gatherer to stop for a while and look at their injuries which they got while gathering salt. Here the poet wants that people should stop for a while, introspect and realize that how much they have lost for achieving materialistic things. Third stanza. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. In this stanza, the poet is talking about the people who prepare green wars, wars with gas, and wars with fire. Prepare green wars means raising war against nature. In order to gain monetary benefit, people destroy the forest by cutting trees. They make buildings, factories, and gain a big profit. Again, war with gas here means that people drain the poisonous chemicals of factories and industries into the river and seas and make the water dirty and poisonous. War with fires here refers to the people in power who raise wars using weapons to kill human beings in order to increase their power or to expand their territories. The poet suggests these people to introspect into the consequences of their action, as there is no benefit of achieving such victory in which no one is left alive. The poet is of the opinion that damage to environment leads to no life on earth. The poet asks these people to put on new clothes. Here, new clothes means to adopt new approach towards life. According to the poet, those who indulge in wars must realize that killing so many people is not a victory. The poet requests these people to treat their enemies like brothers and live peacefully and in unity. The poet asks the readers not to be confused. He does not want complete inactivity, or he does not want that people should stop their work completely. But he asks people to introspect and analyze the result of their action by not doing any work for a single moment. I want no truck with death. Here, the poet wants to say that he doesn't want to associate with death or any kind of war. Rather than, he wants people to live peacefully with love and affection. Next stanza. If we were not single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt with sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. In these lines, the poet wants to say that people nowadays are very busy to complete their work or their goal for their survival. They are in fear of death and want to achieve various things before their death. Here, the poet suggests the people to stop for a while, appreciate their achievements, and should be happy by their achievement. The poet is of the opinion that by keeping quiet, people will be able to understand the real aim of their lives. Last stanza. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. In this stanza, the poet is of the opinion that people should learn a lesson from the earth or nature. The poet gives the example of Mother Earth, which though still supports life, even though there is destruction and total annihilation of earth, new life emerges from the ashes of the dead remains. The earth gives a lesson of hope and teaches people that they too can start afresh after total destruction by self-contemplation and removal of all follies created by them. Finally, the poet concludes the poem by saying that now he will count up to 12 so that people became quiet and introspect their own action and move towards the direction of peace and happiness. Thank you.